Lack of focus, lowered attention span, stupid. These are words stigmatized on people suffering from ADHD and its little brother ADD. Characterized by hyperactivity and limited attention, people view ADHD as simply an excuse for laziness or sloppiness, and concentrating on difficult or boring tasks is nigh impossible, with distracting thoughts swarming your mind. What if I tell you you could turn this handicap to your benefit? How? Well, I'll explain. But first, ADHD. It's a disorder that has been rigorously studied on for years on end. To see how psychologists diagnose it, we can look at the DSM-5 criterion for ADHD. DSM-5 stands for the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, with this version being the 5th iteration. It is highly reliable and used across the globe for different diagnoses. Within this manual, people with ADHD suffer from firstly, persistent patterns of inattention, which can include the inability to listen when spoken to by others or making careless mistakes or other factors. Secondly, hyperactivity and impulsivity, which is seen through constant fidgeting, making unnecessary movements or other factors. In addition, these symptoms should be present before the age of 12, evident in multiple different settings, clearly impedes the growth and productivity of the person, and cannot be explained through other disorders. That was quite a mouthful, eh? But you might be asking yourself, how then is ADHD a good thing? Well, it isn't necessarily good, but there are a lot of benefits you can gain with this disorder. The main one being this phenomena named hyperfocus. Hyperfocus is when you exhibit absolute focus on one particular task for hours on end. But Lept, you just said that people suffering from ADHD have issues focusing on tasks. Isn't that contradictory to hyperfocus? Yes, I did say that, but here's the difference. When it comes to uninteresting, boring tasks such as schoolwork, focusing on them is 100 times harder for people with ADHD. But when it comes to engaging, fun tasks, it is much easier to concentrate and focus on them than the average person. I mean, imagine working at your 100% for hours. That is quite a superpower, no? And it's not even the only benefit of ADHD. People with ADHD are typically creative individuals. They find ways to approach tasks in different ways to their contemporaries in order to accommodate for their ADHD. The normal conventional roads are typically not as efficient to follow, and thus new pathways are created. I haven't even mentioned their energy levels. Due to their inherent hyperactivity, people with ADHD have tons of energy to burn and usually are excellent in physical activities, whether that be sports or manual labor. Now, if you combine this hyperactivity with hyperfocus, what do you get? Isn't that just a recipe for success? If you could work far more efficiently than your peers and for far longer, what even is your potential? Of course, all of this is contingent to your ability to control all of these factors. Your energy levels, that's easy to control. Just sleep well, eat well, and live healthily. But how do you maintain hyperfocus? Well, first, you have to identify the activities you can achieve hyperfocus naturally. That could be playing video games or jogging or other activities. Remember this fueling, because now you are going to attempt to achieve this state for less interesting endeavors. This could be schoolwork or other boring activities. I can't give you a step-by-step guide that will guarantee you will achieve hyperfocus, but just try your best to encapsulate that previous feeling of hyperfocus. In terms of other advice, make sure you allot a couple of hours to ensure you don't get put off this state by other necessary activities, such as sleeping or eating. Having a goal or direction can give meaning to your actions, and this can subconsciously force yourself to achieve hyperfocus. And my final advice would be to take note of where you're working. Ensure where you work is different to where you relax. I mean, after all, you don't where you eat. So there you have it, why ADHD is your natural superpower. If you can use it to your benefit, you will get very far in life. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.